Well then. Yo guys, Kyrios here, and today I want to talk about relationships and how much it actually really matters. I'm going to show you how you level those relationships a little bit faster. We're going to start off with some tips right in the beginning. So if you take anything away from this video, please check out the first 1 or 2 tips. It'll help you scale up your relationships a lot faster. But let's talk about it in general. Let's talk about the things you need to do. And let's talk about the resources that you're going to need to supply in order to get these very steamy text messages. Yikes. All right, first things first, we're going to talk about the fact that the game does not tell you that you can get up to 8 relationship taps a day. Now, there's no real indicator saying that it's available. There's no indicator. I mean, sometimes there's an indicator by these like exclamation points that are next to their head. But essentially what you can do is if you look at the timer in the top left-hand corner, you'll see that you have 12 hours per rotation. There's 2 rotations a day. You can actually get 4 taps on each character in all those rotations every day. So every 3 hours, you can tap on them and get a relationship improvement. Now, why is this super important? Is 1, you need to be going in there a lot more than you think you need to be going in there to get those relationship ups. 2, if you see the invitation in the bottom right-hand corner, you need to optimize your invitation. So if the top left-hand timer is based on a 12-hour rotation, you really need to invite at the top of that 12 hours so that you can get 4 full taps of relationship on that rotation. Because if you invite someone in when that rotation's about to flip, that person will leave immediately. So make sure that you are optimizing that for the characters that you care to get those relationship ups on. All right, to drive this point home, let's do some quick napkin math. If you can do 1 tap every 3 hours, that means you can do 12 divided by 3, which is 4 taps every rotation. If you take that 4 taps times the amount of students that visit, that's the amount of relationship ups you get every 12 hours. So times that by 2, and that's the amount you get every 24 hours. That's a lot of relationship ups. Okay. Optimizing your gifts. Now, there's actually 2 schools of thought here. Not every character you have, you really don't need to relationship perfect them up. And then there's also characters, there's like 2-star characters that actually benefit from gifts as well that I highly suggest. Now, this guide that I have on the screen really just covers the 3-star gifts, and I'll have a link in the description below to the website that supplied this. So thank you so much for the fan-based site that made this. But as you can see, every gift, really what I'm trying to show is that every gift that you can get, you'll get these gifts through crafting that I'm going to showcase here in the video as well. There's a super preferred gift, and then there's a preferred gift for every character. And you can tell this on the screen by taking the gift and dragging it onto your cafe without using it. But you'll see these smiley faces pop up on all your characters. Now, every character is going to love a gift. But if you're really trying to min-max, you got to take the right gift and give it to the right person. Now, what I'm going to say about that is that you're not going to use all these students right out the gate. So you could use a lot of your gifts to just prioritize like Iori or Aru or even some of your tanks or any of the character or like Hibiki, right? Any of the characters that are really going to make a huge difference in the beginning. You could focus on just feeding your gifts to them to get them those attack buffs, to get them the extra HP. That's gonna go a long way. Now, as you start to progress through the mid game and the late game, you should probably start holding on to your gifts and giving them to the correct people or the correct students as you start to get them in order to optimize that generation. And then speaking of optimization, let's talk about how I optimize. The way I do it is I choose 1 DPS from each type. So 1 piercing, 1 explosion, 1 mystical. And then I focus my tanks and healers. That's going to give you your best success when trying to progress in this game. All right, let's talk about everyone's favorite portion of this game, crafting. Now, I know I have advertise that you don't want to do too much crafting in the beginning game, and that's still true. You should check out my furniture guide. But furniture and maybe these gifts are really the only things you really should be doing. Now, the gifts are a lot easier to get than the furniture. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your crafting page. You're going to use one keystone or a couple of the small ones to be able to charge at the first level. And then you're just going to proceed. You're going to proceed onto those subnodes, and then hopefully those subnodes give you a student gift. And that student gift is going to be static across the board as far as I can tell as of right now. And this is probably the most optimized way to do it. Don't worry about overcharging your node. Don't worry about going on to the second node. Don't worry about wasting all those resources. For gifts, keep it simple. One keystone. If you see a gift and you need gifts, just go ahead and use the gift. There's no reason to move on and waste some resources. So make sure you're thinking about the resources you're using before you get too far into the crafting system. Don't be wasting EXP activity reports. Don't be wasting growth materials. Don't be wasting a lot of other things until you're later on in the game where you don't really need them or you just really need to upgrade them. All right, in order to keep things short and sweet, you can also get relationship ups from your lessons. Now, I did cover this in my previous video, so the link is above. So click on that video and I'll talk about optimizing your lessons. But it's pretty straightforward. You're going to want to try and get as many relationship ups for the characters that you own in a single lesson. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Once again, like, subscribe, yada, 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 all that jazz.